the sun dipped behind the forest trees, casting long, sleepy shadows across the mossy ground, little Poppy Pup stretched his tiny golden paws and gave a big, happy yawn. His soft, fluffy fur seemed to glow in the twilight, and his big, round brown eyes were full of kindness. He wagged his tail, making his tiny blue bedtime scarf with little stars flutter gently. "It's almost bedtime," he whispered to himself, his voice as soft as a breeze. "Time for my goodnight parade." He felt a little thrill of excitement. This was his favorite part of the day. With a happy little trot, Poppy started down the familiar path, his paws making no sound on the soft moss. All around him, tiny fireflies began to glow, blinking on and off like little night lights, showing him the way. The air was cool and smelled of pine needles and damp earth. The forest was quieting down, preparing for the night, and Poppy was ready to wish everyone sweet dreams. His first stop was a tall, ancient oak tree, its branches reaching up towards the darkening sky like protective arms. Poppy looked up, his tail wagging a steady, friendly rhythm. High on a sturdy branch, nestled among the leaves, sat Ollie Owl. Ollie's fluffy gray feathers made him look like a soft, round pillow, and his big eyes were already half closed. "Good night, Ollie Owl," Poppy called up cheerfully, his bark soft so as not to startle him. Ollie blinked his sleepy eyes open, turning his head slowly. "Hoo-hoo, good night, Poppy," he hooted, his voice a low, comforting sound. "Sweet dreams, little one," a warm feeling spread through Poppy's chest. "Thank you," he called back with a happy smile before continuing on his parade. He padded past a thicket of berry bushes, their leaves rustling gently in the evening air. There, he saw his friend Hopper Bunny, her white fur almost shining in the dim light. She was just finishing a delicious-looking carrot, her pink ears twitching with every little crunch. Poppy paused, waiting for her to finish her snack. "Good night, Hopper," he barked softly when she was done. Hopper looked up and wiggled her nose in a friendly greeting. "Good night, Poppy Pup," she chirped. "I hope you dream of yummy snacks tonight." Poppy let out a happy little giggle at the thought of chasing dream biscuits. Waving his tail goodbye, he trotted onward, feeling even more joyful. Just a little further down the path, near a patch of soft clover, a whirlwind of playful energy caught his eye. It was Squeak and Squish, the two tiny chipmunk twins. They were chasing each other in fast, giddy circles, their tiny paws ablur and their high-pitched giggles echoing through the quiet woods. They were having one last burst of fun before bedtime. Poppy watched them for a moment, a wide smile on his face. "Good night, chipmunks," he called out. They skidded to a stop, their little cheeks puffed out. "Good night!" "Good night," they squeaked in unison. And then, with one final, playful tumble, they dove into a cozy pile of dry leaves, disappearing completely. Poppy could still hear their faint giggles from under the leaf pile, and it made him wag his tail even faster. As he walked deeper into the forest, the moon began to rise, casting a beautiful, silvery light through the canopy. In a clearing bathed in a soft moonbeam stood the graceful Luna deer. She was so still and elegant, and the glowing spots on her coat seemed to pulse gently with a magical light. Poppy approached quietly, feeling a sense of wonder. He lowered his voice to a whisper, not wanting to break the peaceful spell. "Good night, Luna." Luna deer noticed him and slowly bowed her beautiful head. Her voice was like the sound of wind chimes. "May your dreams shine bright, little Poppy," she said softly. Poppy felt his heart fill with a special kind of warmth, the kind that comes from seeing something truly beautiful. He bowed his head back before quietly continuing his parade. His path now led him to the riverbank, where the water flowed smoothly, reflecting the stars like 1,000 scattered diamonds. Sitting on a large, moss-covered rock was Bumble Bear. He was a big, cuddly bear, and he was humming a low, rumbling lullaby that seemed to vibrate through the very air. The sound was so calming and peaceful. Poppy approached without fear, knowing Bumble Bear was as gentle as he was big. "Good night, Mr. Bear," Poppy called out, his voice full of respect. Bumble Bear stopped humming and turned his large head. A kind smile appeared on his face. "Rest well, little pup," he rumbled, his deep voice as comforting as a warm blanket. Poppy felt so safe and cared for. He gave a final wag of his tail and turned to head for home. Just as he was about to make his way back to his den, he heard two familiar voices calling his name. "Poppy, wait for us." He turned around, his tail wagging so fast his whole body wiggled. It was Milo and Mealy, his best human friends. Milo, with his short chestnut hair peeking out from under his cozy blue hoodie, and Mealy, her sweet face framed by soft black hair held back with a little star clip. They were his favorite people in the whole wide world. "Milo! Mealy!" Poppy barked excitedly. Running towards them, "Good night, Poppy," Milo said softly, kneeling down to gently pat Poppy's fluffy head. "And good night to all your forest friends," Mealy added with a gentle giggle, her pink jacket looking bright even in the moonlight. Poppy nuzzled his nose into her hand, feeling overjoyed. "I'm doing my goodnight parade," he explained with a happy wag. "I was just saying goodnight to everyone." Milo's eyes lit up. "That sounds wonderful." "Can we join?" he asked. Millie's face brightened to, "Oh, yes! We'd love to." Poppy's heart did a little flip. "Of course," he barked happily. Having his friends join was the best surprise ever. Together, the three of them walked side by side beneath the blanket of stars, whispering their goodnights to the sleepy trees, the quiet river, and the whole sleeping forest. It was the most perfect goodnight parade ever. Finally, back at his cozy little den, nestled under the roots of a big, friendly tree, Poppy felt a wave of sleepy contentment wash over him. His bed was a soft, warm pile of leaves that smelled like the forest floor. He said goodnight to Milo and Mealy, who gave him one last hug before heading home. Poppy curled into his bed, tucking his nose under his tail. He closed his eyes and whispered one last time, his voice barely a breath, "Good night, world. Thank you for today." As he drifted off to sleep, his dreams began to shimmer and glow. They were filled with friendly owls, giggling chipmunks, and shining deer, all because he had said goodnight with a grateful and happy heart. And he knew that ending the day with gratitude always fills your dreams with joy. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe for more sweet bedtime stories.